Okay, recap day 6. I remembered this time. So I'm gonna keep this short because today, although it was very fun and exciting, I only did one thing, which was go on a rafting trip. Um, and so we were in a raft, like a big, large raft. And in my mind, the only rafting experience I have to compare to anything is like whitewater rafting and like, I don't know, the Poconos or whatever it was that everybody did in high school. So I'm thinking like those rafts where you like sit in it and just cling on for dear life and try not to fall out into freezing cold water, right? Totally different. Summer, not whitewater rafting, I guess, because yeah, everybody was like, "Oh, we're going for a float. We're going for a float. Like, welcome, like float Montana." There's a whole thing. And that was literally like we just floated. It was so peaceful and nice. And we weren't sitting like on the floor of the raft. The raft had like little platforms with chairs. It was so nice. I had a back to my chair and everything, which is a good reminder that I should sit up straight because I never do in these videos. Um, so yeah, we floated for a while and then his friends were like in kayaks. Well, Joe was in a kayak, but then Paula was in this like inflatable kayak that was actually more of a raft because it was inflatable. It was really cool, and I had never seen one before, and I was like, wow, that's very nifty, because, it packs down, so you can travel with it. And then we saw, like, a million other people out with those, sorry, I have, like, an eyelash. We saw, like, a ton of other people who had those inflatable kayaks, too. And I was like, this is the new hot thing, I guess. And it makes sense. It's really, like, handy. And what were some of the highlights? Ah, we saw a bald eagle. Oh my god, that was cool. We saw an osprey catch a fish and then take it back to its nest and feed its children or child. That was nice. Um, we were kind of like near this group of uh tubers. They were like people my age, maybe a little older. They were like young folks. Super drunk, most of them. And we kind of like were playing like tag with them the entire time. Like they would get ahead of us and then stop, and then we would get ahead of them and then stop. Sorry. Um, and then yeah, so we both ended up ending like kind of at the same time, and they had been kind of like obnoxious the entire day, but like not that bad. But when we got out of the river, the hill to like push the raft up is really steep, and so they they helped us, and it was worth dealing with them being kind of obnoxious on the river to watch these very drunk men try to help with the raft. It was just super entertaining. I got a huge kick out of it. Thought it was very funny. But yeah, so that was pretty much the entire day. Cause like we landed at like 6:30, I guess. Cause we would like float a little, stop a little, float a little more, stop a little more. Took a lot of cool pictures, so that'll be fun to see. I got a gnarly Chaco tan. Chacos are like my strappy athletic sandals. They're river sandals, literally intended for this purpose. And oh yeah, I got a big time tan today. I do think I got a little burnt on my thighs. Ironically, maybe not ironically, but I don't think it happened like while we were rafting. I think it happened while we were waiting for our companions in the grocery store parking lot. So, whoops. But yeah, it was really fun and really nice and just so gorgeous. I mean, just like unbelievably gorgeous. We floated on the Blackfoot River. Did I already say that? I did in my last video. A river runs through it. Maybe you've heard of it. I hadn't. I don't watch movies though, so that's why. Um, but yeah, so it was lovely. When we landed, Paula was like, she had to get home to feed her no longer diabetic cat. I got the whole story. I was like, oh, that's nice. She cured her cat of diabetes, whatever. But he's still on a really strict feeding schedule, so she had to like get home in time to feed him. But she was like, oh, it's like not even 6:30. Like I have plenty of time. And I was like, it's past 6 p.m. Like, because the sun sets so late here. It sets like 10 o'clock that I don't know. The time here just moves differently. I felt like we were on that river for like maybe an hour. And it was like 6. because that's just how like lovely and relaxing it was. I shouldn't be sitting. But yeah, and then we came back and we went to the grocery store and ate dinner. I took a shower. I'm tired. Like I didn't even do anything. I literally just floated down a river all day and I'm like, whew, another hard day's work. But yeah, so that was my first Montana rafting experience. Sorry, my first Montana float experience. And it was lovely. And tomorrow I think we're gonna go on a little hike. Might go rooster shopping. TBD. Um, yeah, and so that's kind of like that. So, thanks for watching.